Okay, evening everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. Tonight is our last interaction, and I am so excited to have one of my most favorite nurses on our talk today. I'm introducing Sister Ntombizodwa Tshabalala, who is a professional nurse and works in the neonatal ward. Am I allowed to say at which institute?
Just shoot. I mean, we'll cross that when we get there.
Yeah,
you can just go.
we'll leave that. But they're very good friends of ours, and I'm sure if you look on our timeline, you would see. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself?
Good. We're tired. That's all. It has been It's been an amazing whirlwind and different prematurity awareness month for all of us. How have things been on your side?
Yeah, they've been there. If you can sum up what my facial expression is all about, yeah. But we survived.
Before I start with the questions, I actually wanted to start off by saying thank you. We appreciate all the hard work that you guys are doing. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but you showing up every day for those parents and for those babies. You've been on the front line during this pandemic. So you're not only juggling the normal stuff that's going on, but you've got the added stress of the pandemic. And I feel for you guys, and we've been praying for you guys. And I just want to take this moment before we get into everything, just to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to start off by finding out what made you decide to become a nurse.
Well, unlike most nurses, I never wanted to be a nurse. Let's start there.
Wow.
I never wanted to be a nurse because I didn't understand the teamwork dynamics that approach that nurses use. I think my experience of consulting in a local clinic, the sister went to another consulting room to call her colleague because she wanted to be sure about her diagnosis. And I was like, what happened to privacy and all that? And, it's known in the media that nurses are rude and whatnot. So I went there after my sister decided to apply on my behalf without me knowing. I just got a call and congratulations, you've been shortlisted. I would like to invite you to a psychometric test. And I was like, oh, okay. My family is complaining every day because I have a qualification in finance. So I was working in the world, yes. So they used to say I'm a bit cheeky because of the industry stress. So I was like, let me try something different. And then I went to that interview, and then we are made to write letters why you want to be a nurse. So I was just like straightforward. I'm like, I'm here to do a research why nurses are rude. The rest is history. I became a nurse, and lucky enough, through my training, there are those nurses that always tells you that if you find yourself in the profession, find something you love and excel in it. That's the only way you can be able to go to work every day and do what you love. So yeah, that's me. I never
actually touched on something that I want us to get into. But explain to me, so how, because I don't exactly understand it, how is it that you became to be working in the neonatal intensive care unit?
All right. I used to hate peds.
Oh, wow.
I didn't like working with babies. I loved adults, particularly the TB and HIV management. So when I went to the institution that I'm working at as a ComServe, I was allocated in neonatal intensive care units. I nearly dropped dead. I'm like, really? I cannot stand imagine neonates and sick ones for that matter. And then I met my mentor at the time, professional nurse Lerato. She was like, you see, it's busy. We thrive on adrenaline here because we're saving precious lives. Just come with a positive attitude. I think she could read that. I don't want myself. Like, it doesn't matter whether you wanted to be here or not. This is a special unit, and if you're allocated here, maybe there's something good in you that we cannot tell by just looking at you. So leave your attitude, a negative one, by the door. When you enter our unit, be here to save lives. I'm like, oh, God, now. So I've been there since 2016.
Wow. I find like this is news to my ears, and I find it so hard to believe knowing what I know about you. I really do. I think, okay, so I want to jump back to what you had mentioned about nurses. And this is actually a conversation that about them being rude. This is a conversation that you and I have had. It was actually one of the first conversations that we had. And through that conversation, you actually opened my eyes to the other side of the coin. So I feel like it's something that we need to address, because people they have this misconception that all nurses are rude, all nurses are unhelpful, and it's my attitude versus your attitude, and let's see who's gonna win. And I've come to realize that it's not that. That there's a whole other world behind it, and not all nurses are like that. And I mean, we all have bad days. The truth of the matter is, it just takes one person saying or doing one wrong thing to put you in a bad mood for the whole day. I totally get that. Working with clients, that's how it works. But I wanted you to address some of those issues. So hopefully everybody out there would be able to understand a little bit more, and at least have a little bit more compassion to what it is that you guys are faced with and dealing with on a daily basis. Whether it is that you're working in the local clinic or you're working in a large institution like what you are. I actually had this very conversation with a friend now the other day when she had a bad experience. And I'm like, you know what? The nurses are tired. Can you cut them a little bit of slack, please? There's so much going on at the moment. It's like a lot. So will you explain a little bit more, give a little bit more insight as to why some tend to be a little bit more aggressive, for lack of a better description?
Alrighty. The reality of the matter is that we are working on skeletal staff pay, and something in every nurse is we always put our patients first, regardless of you being in a shift having to look after 60 patients. Because if you manage to set your foot in the ward, you have to see the 12-hour shift. It's like a ministry, nursing is like a ministry whereby you need to utilize those spiritual gifts of healing people. So you find that we don't have an outlet to where we can have like a war room and vent our frustrations. Because if I am there at work, I'm a beacon of hope to our patients. So we know that we have programs like our employee wellness, which deals with psychotherapy. But I don't know, it's like we've been bewitched. We don't give ourselves time to go for such programs and debrief and stuff like that, because I'm thinking if I go there and sit for 2 hours and cry about the emotional instability, I'm leaving Tasmin in her bed. I already see your face like, where's my favorite sister? If she walks in, at least seeing her smile, I know that I'm going to get better. So I think that's some of the roots of our frustration. But in the same breath, what I love about nursing is that we work as a team. I always tell patients and parents and family members that, remember, as a person, we are not the same. There are people who are naturally rude, regardless of the profession and regardless of our working staff patient ratios, regardless of earning poverty level salaries, regardless of the workload itself. A person is rude by nature. But the beauty of nursing and working in a team is that they need to assess people not by their face, because there are people who look like, if I can say hi to her, maybe she'll respond positively, and we find she's the meanest of them all. Get to know them, and then if it happens that I'm dealing directly with your baby, but for some reason that day, I just go to work like extremely angry, go to my colleague, like use the proper lines of communication that in every hospital entrance. If all fails, speak to the unit manager, because at the end of the day, if we are not corrected by the people we service, we'll continue giving you the shit service that most people have
become accustomed to.
And at the end of the day, we are generalized. All nurses are rude.
Yeah.
It's unfair.
That's true. That is so true. It took me doing what I do to not see it that way. I mean, we spent a lot of time in the NICU and we got to know almost all, if not all, the nurses working in the unit. And we took time. We took time to speak with them, and people forget that simple 2 words, thank you, can go such a long way. Having someone acknowledge the good work that you are doing. I mean, a 12-hour shift is not easy for anybody. And you're on your feet the whole time. And the situations are constantly changing. So a baby can be fine 1 minute and next minute you're having to resusc. And I've seen it all in the NICU. So I can just imagine you living that day in and day out. And people are expecting you to always be happy-go-lucky. And that's without dealing with all the other stuff that comes with a working environment. So I totally get it. And I definitely wanted people to see that, it's not the norm. So if we could just have a little bit of compassion, it goes a long way. I've seen just even acknowledging a sister by her name makes a difference.
True.
So definitely I've seen that. So you're not only passionate about prematurity, which I love, love, love. I think I haven't seen someone as passionate, whose passion matches my passion, if not stronger than mine, like yours. You have driven me to exceed my wildest dreams. I love the fact that you are one of my biggest supporters. Like I feel like you're my spirit sister. You get me in a way that most people don't. So thank you for that. But you're not only passionate about the babies, you are passionate about the parents getting the support that they need. And that is the core of why Preemie Connect was formed. Because especially in our government institutions, unfortunately, because of the circumstances, because of being short-staffed, not all parents are able to see a professional while they are going through this journey. And we have come to realize that it's traumatic for everybody. No matter how long or short a stay your child has in the NICU, some way, somehow, you will need some form of support. And you have been a beacon of light for the parents that come into your NICU. And you have been giving them that support all along. So tell me, what drives that passion? How did you see the need and step in to fill in that gap?
Okay. I think somehow it's connected with my life story, because I'm a single parent. But when I became a single parent, I'm from a very loving and supportive family. So it kind of fills that void when it's your first child. You are looking forward to raising a child with your partner, and then your partner decides to go there. I don't even want to talk about it.
Buy soap.
Yeah. So when the exposure to the department, I realized that most mothers are also single parents. And remember, it's every pregnant woman's dream to actually give birth to a child at term, to start with. At term, a baby with nil complications. So when that emotional journey of you having a preterm baby with a complication almost every day. You're told that, oh, the condition is worsening, your baby might be blind, your baby cannot swallow, we might need to send for tertiary interventions to see what's happening. And the mother is counseled continuously about the prognosis of the child. There are mothers that I was fortunate to be part of the medical counseling with the doctor. And because I'm a psychiatric nurse, I could see on nonverbal cues that the mother is verbalizing that she understands what's going with her, what the child is going through, but the nonverbal cues are telling me something else. And then I would call the mother aside. I'll be like, your child has been with us for almost 2 months, but it seems as if you don't understand what the baby's condition. Can you tell me how you feel? So it started like that. I was more concerned about them understanding because remember, when the baby gets discharged, there's no doctor, there's no nurse with you 24 hours. So what are you going to do with that child? And then they will start unpacking that I'm frustrated and I'm always rude to nurses because I'm a single parent. You know, that whole grieving and bargaining process whereby mothers ask themselves, why me? And no one like us to be a prem mom, but it's how life is meant to be, and we must. And I believe in support, especially I support any women initiative. So when I see a woman down, I always try to assist and prep them up. So I think that's where the love for psychotherapy started. And working in a public hospital, I love that you've made mention of the issue of staff shortage. I know that it's going to be a lengthy process for one to get psychological intervention. And as much as we try to give ourselves time as psychiatric trained nurses to be there for them, but what I've realized is that once you start psychotherapy, it's a therapy for a reason. It's not something that you do for a day or two. This woman, when they open up to you, they need to have a time frame where you can also assess if you are winning or you need to transfer or employ psychiatric assistance by use of medication or wellness programs. So that's when you were got sent, and then it makes life easier for us because, you know, once you start creating that relationship with the mother and we work shifts, you find that she's already opened up and she's already been vulnerable to you, and then tomorrow you're off. And when we are off because we are exhausted and overworked, you don't even switch on your phone. So maybe that day she needs you the most. So you've broken that trust. So we felt that in the absence of referring them straight to our in-house psychologist, because due to shortage there's a waiting list and whatnot, and sometimes the mother is not willing to go to the local clinic, then let's employ people who love what they do and carry on with the psychosocial support, which that's where my favorite organization comes in.
Yeah.
Because another thing is that it's traumatic, and I think us as healthcare practitioners, we have that curtain of professionalism, and due to professionalism, sometimes we lose sight of being sensitive towards mothers. I can tell her about the condition and the probabilities of baby making it and whatnot, but I can never be human enough and be sensitive when I'm addressing that or counseling her. Counseling is part of a scientific approach, but if she's part of Preemie Connect and she can share her story with a mother that's been through that, it makes her healing process better.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. It feels like you guys only get to a certain point with the mother. I think maybe because you are on the professional side, and they
Mm,
sometimes they feel like they're being told what to do as opposed to being part of the process. So I definitely have seen that it has made a difference having someone who has been where they are now,
mm,
uh, being there for them and being able to talk them through it. I think just the hardest part, most probably for me, has been that not all moms stay for the long haul. So as soon
mm,
as their babies are better or are doing well or are thriving, then they tend to cut their losses, which is something that I've had to learn to deal with. That it is part of the journey. We won't be
mm,
BFFs for life. But yeah, another thing that we have also touched on was that when you're in the hospital, you have that support system of the nurses, of the doctors, and the hospital journey is tough. It really,
mm,
really is. And it's such a roller coaster. But I found for myself that once we were discharged was when the real journey in essence started. And
mm,
the problem being is now you get thrusted into a new world because now you're not going back into the same world that you come from. You are now a parent of a premature child, and your whole world changes, which everybody else around you doesn't get because they get
mm,
to see what I refer to as the final product. So the baby that comes home is healthy, it's
mm,
got a bit of weight on him or her, and they think, right, life carries on as normal, not realizing that it doesn't. So, how do we go about educating people around us, or at least empowering the parents to go forward with the correct information to educate those around them? To look, this isn't a normal baby. The baby's gonna, encounter some troubles. We need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, as opposed to things that we would do with a full term baby. Do you have any tips, tricks, advice?
most definitely. I think that's why last year's Prem Day made sense when we said it takes a village to raise a child. Because while you are still in hospital, it's just the doctor, the nurse, you, and then we have allied workers, your speech therapist, your occupational therapist, um your physiotherapist, people that are gonna actually work with you once you are discharged, because we are looking at milestones. Is your baby gonna develop as per every child, or are the severity or the complications of prematurity are gonna start showing once the baby is discharged? So I personally, um, I've we started an initiative whereby we start psychotherapy from the baby's first day of life. So it's like mental health preparedness. We start there,
Oh, wow.
and then we try maybe once a week to update the mother about the baby's condition, um, so that we can pick up if the mother understands or not, and then we involve the partner. If the
Yeah.
partner is not around, we involve the next of kin. Because what I've realized and what I think has been more traumatic on my side is when you've done countless resuscitations on the baby and then you call for the family, and whatever you're saying on the day, it's news to them. They'll be like, the mother has been coming
Wow.
here telling us that the baby is feeding well, but via the orogastric tube, and then the baby is passing stool. And I mean, you ask, so she never told you that the baby's on a ventilator. The baby's lungs are small for the baby to carry on his or her own.
Wow.
So we we actually need more than a mother when it comes to a prem child, because that involvement of a partner or her next of kin will create that loving and supportive role of the family when the child gets discharged. Because we need to also empower them to learn how to do cardiorespiratory resuscitation
Oh, wow.
earlier, because you find these babies that they start having apneic episodes at home. The mother doesn't know what to do. So like the baby just turned blue. I'll call an ambulance. Remember, as much as we are short-staffed in hospital, the ambulances as well are short-staffed, and they prioritize which one to attend. So we'll be making that call, going to the call center in Midrand. By the time it comes to you, it's like 2 hours later. That trauma you have to endure of seeing your baby turning blue and you are hopeless, you don't know what to do. So it really does take a village to raise a child. So we need everyone, whether medically trained or health practitioner or not, we need everyone to be on board.
That is so true. And I like the sense of now everything is shifting into family-centered care. So I think in time to come, it will improve even the quality of life for the children, and of course the support for the parents, because I know if I didn't have the partner that I had, if I didn't have the village that I had, no ways would I have been able to make it. And it's a lot of information to try and digest and to understand. I mean, some of the things I only understood after we were discharged. And while you're going through it, you're running on pure adrenaline that whole time. And so, yes, you're sitting there. Yes, I understand, but actually you don't actually quite understand what are they saying. So I totally, totally understand that. So how do we get partners and family members to be more involved? And even the community.
I think also must pull our weight as health practitioners, and in terms of visibility and awareness, we must not wait for November to make
amen to that.
Yeah, about prematurity. And I believe each and every health practitioner working with prem babies, we all have the same love for them. It's just that our work gets the best out of us, that at times we don't invest in giving awarenesses, because as you know, prevention is better than cure, which is the reason why we started to celebrate World Prematurity Day in 2018, which was the first official Prem Day celebration after 42 years of having a Prem unit in that hospital.
Yo, that's hectic.
So with health, and it's not easy for professionals to accept innovative ways of doing things. We are used to the traditional things. We have a Prem. We are happy you are discharged or going home. And I mean, we are moving with times. In the fourth industrial revolution, everything is digitalized. We should be looking at doing awareness every day, because the reason why I started this Prem Day journey and awareness, I realized from our statistics that the premature babies we have in our unit are not due to medical complications from the mothers, are prems that you look at the age of mothers, they're teenagers, teen pregnancy, are prems resulting from poor lifestyle, poor nutrition, are prems that are from backstreet abortions, are prems that some mothers had placenta rupture due to gender-based violence. Wow. So in a nutshell, those prem babies are prems that the preterm labor could have been avoided. Because, I mean, others are secondary to untreated STIs. So if we can religiously commit to doing awarenesses throughout the year, we would know that our unit has prems that are related to medical complications, your uncontrolled hypertension or diabetes or any other medical condition, not untreated STI, not in 2020.
Yeah. Well, I was so surprised to hear that A lot of women don't go for antenatal checkups.
Mm,
And that is the beginning of all the problems.
true.
And it's so sad how we don't take control of our own bodies, of our own situations. And like you're saying, it's 2020. I'm surprised to be hearing about these kind of things at this time of
Mm,
the, in life, that in the 21st century we are still dealing with those kind of problems. It blows my mind. So I totally hear you about us being more visual and out there for people to know and hear, because I didn't know about prematurity until I had a premature child, and then I
mm,
was grasping at thin air trying to get information and try to find out more. And you don't know what to expect, because funny enough, I'm not the first one in my family to have a premature child, but because nobody
mm,
speaks about prematurity, no one told me how difficult their journeys were. They didn't tell me about the things that they had to go through, how long their kids were in hospital, and afterwards that there's going to be 1,000,002 doctors' checkups. I thought the day that I finally left the hospital with my baby, that was it. Bye bye, hospital. Ah, the joke was on me for real. So, yes, we
the real
definitely.
work starts once
Yeah,
you are
yes.
seeing your pediatrician, prem clinic, seeing a developmental delay clinic, doing this, doing that, like time
I
off
feel
from
like.
work every week, every month.
Yeah. And because people don't know about prematurity, those people that you are working for do not understand why you're taking time off every now and then to go and make sure that your child is okay. Which it shouldn't be like that. People should be, when, yes, we're there, we support you, we understand, I mean, a child being born early, there's a reason why you're supposed to carry a baby until 40 weeks. There is a
Yeah.
reason for that. And the fact that they have come early should tell you that, okay, this is about to be a journey. Let us support this person that is going through that. But it's not like that, unfortunately. And I even
Mm,
find now, 3 years later, I'm still fighting that fight, because as statistics say, by 2 years old, prems catch up. Well, I'm still dealing with the after effects of prematurity. And people
mm,
still don't understand that, because some scars of prematurity aren't visible. So
yeah.
people look at your child and they're like, healthy, happy, nothing wrong with this child. And like, no, you just don't get it.
Mm,
Sometimes I wish I could like transport people into a NICU so that they can see, because a picture speaks 1,000 words. If they could visually see a prim child in front of them, they would get it.
mm. And I think what makes us become backwards and not understanding of prematurity is that prematurity is a taboo, especially amongst the Black community. Remember last year when we did the donation drive at Bedford
Yes.
Center?
Oh,
Oh my
yes.
God, I was horrified. I was like, I don't want to be here. Like we
You
were
and me
looked like some sort of
both.
clown. I'm like, people, do you know that there are Millennium Development Goals that talk specifically about prematurity, that they a prem baby is a leading cause of death um
Children under
for
5.
babies less than under 5 years.
Those
And
people
since we're not
there thought
making
that we
enough
were
noise,
begging. That was the
I felt
problem
like
there.
a
They
parent for
weren't
a
willing
day.
to listen to our
I'm
message.
begging
They
to give
thought
you
we came to
information.
beg.
I'm I'm begging to give you information. You are not interested. And you know what really hurts me is that people who were interested were white people.
True. I didn't think about that. I think I was more shocked by the fact people thought we were beggars.
I wanted to run away. I was like, I don't know why I volunteered to be part of it, but I think somehow it was a blessing in disguise, so that I could see that the advocacy needs to be strengthened in the hospital as well as in the public space, because we can fight for prems in hospitals, but as long as the people and the community that this prem is going to be discharged to don't
Don't
care
know.
about Africans, then futile. So yeah, it's a serious shock that prematurity is still regarded as a taboo in the Black society.
It is. And
Yeah.
I've noticed it, I've seen it within my own family, which
Mm.
has angered me beyond belief. In a way, I'm grateful COVID came around because I'm so tired of telling people to wash and sanitize their hands. I mean,
Mm.
something just so simple like that. Why do I have to do that? Like, no, I don't want my child. You don't know where we've come from, and I don't want to go back there. When I was there, I was by myself sitting next to that incubator. Nobody was there because everyone, they wait for the baby to come home, and that's that. And then when the baby's home, everything carries on as normal. So I totally get that. And hopefully, as we are growing and progressing and speaking to the right people that need to be spoken to, hopefully our message will eventually be so vast and wide that when you say the words prematurity, somebody will be able to tell you some information about it. That is our goal. So we were
Yeah,
talking about um, nurses and how, their situation, how they treat their patients. But what can patients do and parents do to ensure that we are holding up our end of the bargain and we are making your life a little bit easier?
I think they need to come to health facilities with a positive attitude. Because the people just come there already, they are frustrated that I'm gonna meet a root nurse. You haven't even seen one since you entered the gate, but already your face is telling me I'm gonna meet a root nurse, and you know what? I'm ready to fight. So they need to
Yeah.
come with a positive attitude, and they need to start utilizing the quality assurance complaint system, because people are ill treated, they keep quiet, and then out of the blue they burst. They're like, I was there 3 months ago, this is what happened. Why didn't you address it right there and then, so that that mistake can be rectified? As I said when we started, that we are not the same. There are people who are naturally rude. You can be a professor, you can be the president of the country. If that's your personality, that's who you are. But the only way we can promote working together if is to go there with a positive attitude, and then if you get a negative attitude, you report it right here and there, and then it's addressed, and then life goes on. Because remember, we are employed to service, and if my attitude is gonna taint the service that I'm giving, which is making me the face of the institution, automatically everyone who works in that institution is gonna be viewed in the same manner that I'm carrying myself. So if I'm gonna swear at you, which is unprofessional, and then you keep quiet, you decide to resurface after 6 years in Daily Sun and say that fatness, you haven't like solved anything, because after you, how many people did I insult?
True.
We're talking about personalities here. Yes, we are professionals, but there's a fine line whereby you are ticked off and you forget that you're a professional. So, yeah, have a positive attitude. Report anything, not anything. Report if you feel that you didn't get the service you deserve. Because for the limited resources we have, we go an extra mile every day, really, to service
True.
our people. Mm.
That is so true. And what can parents do to help their babies thrive? So once we've been discharged, I know I always tell the mommies, make sure that you attend those 1,000,001 clinic follow-up visits because they are very important. They're there for a reason. But what else? What else
Mm.
can we do?
The importance of human touch. Like in KMC, why the reason it was introduced. Remember, this baby is safe in your womb. So now that safety has been abruptly cut off. And, prem babies are a million times stressed than adults who have major depression, like on the real. when they come out of your womb prematurely, their stress levels, you just need to play classic music to calm them down. You need to give that human touch. Because research also says it assists with the reflux. You know, sometimes when you feed your child and then they begin to have this reflux, yes, as if they are vomiting. Those are due to high acid content in the stomach, secondary to the stress level. So a human, I think maybe because you've done KMC, you've seen that transition that now that you are with your child, your baby has less reflux problems and respiratory problems because of the human touch and love and affection compared to when your baby was in an incubator. So you continue with your KMC until at least you reach that a body weight of 2.5 kg of your baby, and like speak life unto your child. Yes. Doesn't matter the reason why you had a prem. You speak life, you love. There's nothing that's more magical than a mother's love and touch. It's medicinal. You don't have to come to the hospital and say, "Oh, my baby is gasping for oxygen," when you are there as a mother. Understand? Yeah. You just need to be present for your baby.
I always tell my moms, I'm like, fake it till you make it. So I tell them, when you get there, you might be upset, you might be, before you enter those doors, you can cry, you can scream, you can shout, you can do whatever. But the minute you walk into that NICU doors, it's only positivity. Even if you don't feel like it, you pretend like you are positive and things are good, and because your baby needs that and they feed off of that energy. So I totally get it. And yeah, that's one of the things I always tell my moms. I also tell them about the KMC thing. I KMC'd my baby until he was too big to be KMC'd anymore. So I think like 8 months straight of KMC. Why?
Broke the record. KMC until 1 year. And I think they should not be afraid to ask questions, but relevant questions. And they must not ask us, is my baby feeding? Did my baby pass stool? That's why
they don't know what to ask.
Yeah, I was about to go
that's
there.
Why they're asking those kind of questions. Yeah, because they don't know.
I'm naturally scared of nurses and doctors. I don't know why, because come there with an attitude. They should come there with an attitude of saying, you know, I need to, because I've put my trust in these people, I need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
With my baby. So that's why I'm saying it's important to give counseling about the baby's condition on admission, so that every other day it's a build up, because they're gonna ask, what's my baby's weight? And you're thinking, the baby's in a ventilator. Why don't you ask me specific questions like, okay, sister, I was told that my baby is not breathing at birth. Is this the reason why my baby is on a ventilator? So that we start creating that whole picture of why is the baby on a ventilator, what happens, and what's the doctor's plan regarding the baby's care, and how long are we anticipating the baby to be on a ventilator and stuff like that. So that when you come after 2 days, you ask, oh, my baby is still on a ventilator. Is there any progress? And be like, yes, we have reduced the settings, meaning your baby is now giving us spontaneous breath, and it means that your baby is fighting and we are happy. So as soon as your baby is breathing very well, we'll put in a smaller machine and whatnot. Not as great, feeding, sleeping, obviously. And then I think we should also, as well, from the health professionals side, start educating mothers about non-pharmacological interventions like your touch when your baby is in an incubator, how do you hold a prem. You cannot hold a prem like a full-term baby. There's a special way so that they feel protected. Yeah,
I didn't
and this
even know that, to be quite honest with you. I'm learning things today.
Mama, it's research. Every now and then they research because that's what I'm saying. Above everything else, the greatest intervention in a prem's life is the human touch.
You have really, yeah, we've spoken on some many things, and you've actually opened my eyes to some things that I didn't know. So thank you for that. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we go? Any words of advice or encouragement or?
I would love for the mothers and their extended families and it to have a positive attitude when they come to the hospital. And we try as much as possible to forge that partnership with the parents. Yeah, let's work together. Let's not contain prematurity awareness in hospital walls. Let's spread it, especially in the Black community. Prematurity is real, and it's not gonna end just because we are on Facebook Live and we are talking about it. It's something that's been there, and for us to have sponsors and people to buy into the idea, even the decision makers in the Department of Health, we need to show how serious we are and continue advocating for the preservation of prem babies' lives and pledging people every day.
Amen
Pledging
to
people
that.
every day. Because I'm sure if we could do a study in most disabled babies, we might find like 50% are complication of prematurity, but we don't know about it because we don't care. We don't have prems. We don't have family members who have prem babies. The last time we saw a prem was from a patient you nursed and then left. Yeah, tomorrow is another prem on the go. So we need to start being more sensitive and continuously educate and educate and educate.
Absolutely. So I have a small little surprise. um,
Surprises!
it's a tiny one, nothing too extravagant. But you have been very instrumental in the growth of Premier Connect and in us reaching the people that need the support that we give. And our support group has grown in numbers because you continue to give them Premier Connect details. Yes. So a couple of our ladies wanted to share some words with you. They've sent messages through on our support group. So I thought I would just share it with you as our closing off to let you know just how special you are, just in case you didn't know. Because like I said earlier, I haven't seen someone with so much passion. You go the extra mile every time. I mean, the fact that you even came to come and stand there and help me beg for sponsorships. It just goes to show on your day off, you take time off to come and pledge for prematurity. That just blew my mind. And even with us doing our events that we did together, you went above and beyond my wildest dreams with the things that you did. So we want to thank you, and the mummies would like to thank you. I have messages from Lerato Mokanyani, Tembi Mamba, and Cesar Kile. And then there's another Lerato, but she didn't send me through her surname. I'll start with, I think it's Lerato Mokwenya. So she says, oh yes, I remember when everyone was giving up on my child and you would be the only one who would explain everything step by step and still be there for me and give me advice and everything. I thank the Lord for you. You are a true godsend, and may you continue on being a blessing. And then Tembi says, talking about a godsend, it's Sister Tshabalala, truly speaking. I didn't get to know her surname until I was on this group. However, she would refer to us mothers as Chomi. That's how I got to be comfortable with her. She says, you made me strong. I remember a day I received very disturbing news about the condition of my baby as weak. And as weak as I was, you spoke to me in a very humane manner as possible, assuring me that everything was going to be okay and that I need to pray. You made everything clearer. Your passion for your work really does show how you handle us mothers, even though we might be difficult at times. Okay, here goes my Zulu. Singafuni ukumamela. Did I say that right? The love you have for babies, may it never die inside you. I thank God for you for being strong for us mothers in difficult times and situations. Don't cry because you're going to make me cry. May you prosper in your life. The time my baby spent at the hospital, I was not worried, knowing that our babies are in warm hands. It was not an easy journey, but you made it easy for me. Your strength gave me hope. Not you alone, but all the Ward 2 nurses that I came across were very sweet and supportive. Thank you. And then the other Lerato says, Sister Tshabalala is one of the sweetest beings I've ever met, and one of the loudest, I might add. She has been there for me from the hospital up until now, and my daughter is now 3 years old. She is someone that is truly passionate about her job and a people's person. I am very grateful for the love and support that I get from her. She became more of a big sister to me. May she continue being the best that she is to all the mummies that will cross her path, and may the Lord bless her. You truly are a godsend and an angel. And then the last one comes from Caesar Kile, and you and I have actually been speaking about her recently. She says,
wait. Before you read on it, when I went to Sizakela, I'm like, Sizakela, why didn't you speak to the doctor? She's like, no, you're the mother of that one. You must go and speak to the doctor. I want to know. I'm like, dude, we're not in the same ward. What's wrong?
Yeah, and her baby has been having some complications and got moved to another hospital, and he actually had an operation, which they're removing some tubing tomorrow. So she just updates us on that. And she wants to say, Sister Tshabalala, I appreciate your support and love you have on all the mommies and also our kids. We love you, Mama Shengu. And I don't think there is a better way to end this. You deserve all those words and more. And we just want to thank you again and give our love to the rest of your team, because you have an amazing team behind you. They are so awesome. And I know some of your friends and ex-colleagues are watching, and they have posted some comments as well. So thank you, and continue to do the amazing work that you are doing. And all the mommies are so grateful for you. Thank you.
Keep well.
And with that, we turn off our prematurity awareness into action. Let's hope 2021 sees us back on the ground. We are chasing COVID away. We want to get back in touch with our mommies face to face and with our nursing staff. But we thank everybody that has watched us. Thank you for joining in, for your comments, for your messages. We truly appreciate that. Thank you.